Live cooking with Jay and Anna Maria.
Hi everybody, we're making cream cheese and Jay is going to make my soy yogurt. For those of you that have not made the soy yogurt, it's so easy. It's just 2 ingredients and an Instant Pot. So he's going to be making the soy yogurt. I'm going to be making more of the sweet cream cheese. I made a blueberry sweet cream cheese that we just had on sourdough bagel because we have a local baker that makes sourdough.
Make me Benedictine.
I've made Benedictine, but I don't know that we made it for the foodies.
Yeah, not like this though.
Yeah. Oh, now that we have cream cheese.
Right.
Yeah, we could even, okay, so Benedictine. Tell them what Benedictine is.
I grew up in Kentucky and it's a local favorite. My mom used to make it with cream cheese, cucumber, and onion. And it was just finely minced cucumber and onion, basically grated.
Yep.
Into the mixture, stirred up, spread on a sandwich, and that was it.
Cucumber, right? You said
cucumber, onion, cream cheese. And that was it.
And it was a great spread. So that's going to be fantastic to make this with. We can totally make it that way and make it, I can't wait to try all sorts of different stuff with this cream cheese. So
now that we figured out a healthy cream cheese, we're into cream cheese.
Yep. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. And then his is easy. If you guys don't know this recipe by now, it's just tell them what you're going to be doing and using.
So you just have to use any very clean, soy milk. Our favorite is Eden soy milk. It's very, thick. The yogurt comes out very thick and creamy. But the key to this is that the ingredients is only, where's the ingredients on this?
It's just soybeans and water.
Soybeans and water. Somewhere on here it says that.
Trust me.
Purified water and organic soybeans. It says right there. So that's all there is to it. I'm going to shake it up because it always says shake well. So we're going to shake it up. This is not considered a step in the process, but it's not very hard. So I'm going to open the top, pour it all into a container. This is a 32-ounce carton of soy milk. So we're going to pour that out. Better when the top is on the top.
And I just do a little bit. At first I put the yogurt in and then whisk it really well.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. So
you watch me a million times.
Yeah, but yeah.
And then I only do a tiny bit to get it all smooth up, and then I pour the milk.
So 3 tablespoons, not huge heaping tablespoons, just 3 regular tablespoons, and then I'm going to whisk it up. And that previous yogurt batch is going to be the live active culture for our new batch. And if you don't have any existing yogurt, you can use a vegan culture, right?
Yep. And you can also use a store-bought yogurt as long as it has live active cultures in it, 3 tablespoons of that. And like you saw, he didn't even measure. He used a regular soup spoon and he just measured approximately 3 tablespoons. Don't go overboard and add a 4th one. More is not better. So just 3. And then you whisk it really, really well. And then when you whisk it, I just throw everything in the sink. You're going to put it in the jars. So what I'm doing here is I've got 12 ounces of soy yogurt, and I'm going to get it smooth with a whisk. And this is going to become our cream cheese. So I want to get it smooth first. If you don't have your own soy yogurt made, now we're doubling my soy yogurt because you guys know that I eat soy chia yogurt every single morning. Jay eats oatmeal every single morning. He eats a huge bowl. I eat a huge bowl. And that tides me over till probably mid-afternoon is when I have my next meal. I have my breakfast usually mid-morning. And the yogurt production here has been for my soy chia yogurt. But now that we're into the cream cheese, we're going to have to double it up because we're going through it quicker because I'm using it for the cream cheese. So one of these jars is usually what I use for my breakfast or for my first meal of the day. You guys know I don't like to call it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it gives me two. And this is 12 ounces and I get 6 ounces per meal. But I just dumped the whole 12 ounces into here and I'm going to be making a preserved one. So this needs a tiny pinch of salt, and you guys know that I don't use sodium, but for this purpose, you do need it because it kind of needs it to make it work and make it taste cream cheesy. Don't ask me why, but it does. And then I use half of a lime and I'm going to put it in here. I'm just going to do half of a lime.
So hold on. So I filled up 2 12-ounce jars and 1 8-ounce jar with the 32-ounce jar. Is that math? How big are these jars?
Those are 12 ounces.
12,
so that's 24
plus
and
8. That's 30.
32.
Somehow we lost 2 ounces.
Yeah, I always do.
Into space.
They say they sell me 32 ounces in those containers. I don't quite believe it.
And so now I'm going to finish the job. So I've got these 3 in the Instant Pot, and I'm going to go turn on the Instant Pot. It's going to be on the yogurt setting for 18 hours, normal pressure. And then I put the top on it. My job here is done.
Wait, maybe I can make him be my yogurt maker because he makes his own overnight oats. So why can't he make my yogurt? I make everything else, right? Although he's a pretty good sous chef, I can't complain. All right, so I added 1 capful of strawberry extract. If you don't have flavored extracts, That is something that is fantastic in a whole food and plant-based lifestyle pantry because they add so much flavor to yogurt, to just different things that you might be cooking. I make a faux coconut milk because you guys know that I do not use coconut milk because coconut milk has too much saturated fat. So what I do is I take the Eden soy milk and I mix it with coconut extract, and that is my coconut milk. So we don't use coconut or coconut milk. So we do use the soy milk mixed with coconut extract. We have a bunch of extracts in all different flavors. So I just did a capful of the strawberry extract and I put it in the 12 ounces of soy yogurt. We're making cream cheese here. And then I added the half of a lime, and I'm going to add just a little bit of maple syrup, not too much because I'm using this. I bought this at Costco. It's a cherry pomegranate preserve, and it does not have added sugars, oils, salt, nothing but the fruit. So it's got cherries, pomegranate, chia seeds, dates, and lemon. So I'm not going to put too much maple syrup in here because I don't want it to be too sweet. And I'm going to drizzle this in here. I'm going to see if I can make it pretty. And then I went to the store today and I bought raspberries, but the raspberries were all mushy. So I came home and I mushed them up further, and I put a little bit of honey in there, just a tiny bit, so that I could get this beautiful little red syrup going. So I'm going to drizzle this in here, and I'm going to swirl this to see if I can kind of make it pretty. Not completely blended in, but more like a swirled cream cheese is going to be. And then I'm going to put the raspberry, more of the raspberry juice, and I'm going to put some fresh raspberries in here as well, which are the ones that I mashed. So I don't even think that I'm going to need the maple syrup. So before you ever add your sweetness or sodium or anything that adds flavor like the whole sugars that you're using, taste it before you do. So taste it, because the fruit that you might be using, the preserve that you might be using might already be sweet enough. I'm going to taste this and see if it's sweet enough. If it's not, I can add either more preserves to it or that tiny dash of maple syrup. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon. And remember, this is technically what we're doing is a cream cheese. So you want it to be sweet, but you don't want it to be too sweet. This is a savory version of it. Okay, I'm going to put a tiny bit more of my raspberry preserves and a tiny bit more of the drizzle. And that's it. I'm not going to mix it in too much so that it still looks pretty. Then I'm going to grab a bowl and my strainer. This is paper towels because I don't have any cheesecloth. If you have cheesecloth, use cheesecloth. But I put several different lines of the paper towels. So I have 4 layers of the paper towels that's going to absorb the moisture. And this is going to go into the fridge for 12 hours. I'm going to change the paper towels like at about 6 hours. Sometime before I go to bed, I'll change out the paper towels so that I have fresh paper towels that can absorb the moisture. After 12 hours, you're going to end up with the cream cheese. I have changed the paper towels up to 3 times. And then once it's thick, I'm going to show you what it comes out to look like. I'll show you I keep it in a tight lid container, and I'll show you how thick it is. And I put a slice of paper towel in with it so that it keeps absorbing moisture. Look how thick that is. This is the one that I made that has the cilantro, the green onions, and the cayenne pepper. Yum. So I've got it. Now I'm going to switch out the paper towel, and as long as you keep switching out the paper towel, it'll stay thick, it'll stay fresh, but use it within the, I would say 4 to 5 days, no more than that. And then this is going to go in the fridge just like that. The whey is going to drain out here to the bottom. You're going to throw out the whey or use it for whatever you want to use it. If you want to throw it into soups or whatever. And you'll end up with a thick batch of sweet cream cheese. You can also do savory version. So get creative and figure out what flavors you can come up with. Jar.
Did you show them what this looks like?
Let's see if I can show them without making a mess. Yeah. There we go. There's it. I swirled it. So there you go. Okay. I've got about this 6 ounces, maybe 5 ounces of yogurt, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use my knife. I'm going to stir this up really well. Will you get me a spatula, babe?
Yep.
And we're going to, this one's going to be a little bit of an experiment. We're going to make a Benedictine one.
Oh boy.
So.
Shallots and cucumbers?
Yeah, I've already got the shallots and I've already got the cucumbers. So I'm just going to mince some cucumbers. And since this is going to receive any water that comes out of the cucumbers and the cheese and the yogurt and the onion, I'm not going to worry about. Normally, when I would have made Benedictine in the past for him, I would have grated the cucumber and grated the onion, and I would have squeezed it out of the water. I'm not going to do it because this is going to do the job for me. So I'm just going to mince it up, and I'm going to mix it up with my soy yogurt. Where's that little jar? That way I end up with more. That way you end up with more Benedictine. So we're going to put this one in here too. I have a whole row. Show them how I keep my whole row of soy chia yogurt in the fridge, ready and made.
There's only 2 in here right now, but
I keep a whole row of them. And usually I keep an empty jar that's white here that I use as my culture. These 2 have soy chia yogurt. I sometimes put extract in these as well because if you put extracts, you can flavor your soy chia yogurt. It's delicious. And there are even some stevia little drops out there that are like butterscotch and different flavors that you can also put to flavor. So I'm just going to mince some shallot into here. And I'm going to mix some cucumbers into here. And what else are we missing, babe? That's it, right? It didn't have mint, right?
No.
Okay. It was just the onion.
It was green colored.
It was green colored. Yeah. So his mom used to put green food dye in it. But we're not going to do that.
Before we knew that food dye was bad for us.
Exactly. So.
Back in the day.
I'm kind of making a mess, guys, but this was impromptu. So this is going to be the Benedictine. This is going to be the same process. It's going to go in the fridge, and it's going to take the weight out. 6 hours, you're going to notice that you already have a thick cheese, but at 12 hours is when I have been preferring it. At 12 hours, it really turns into cream cheese.
And for those of you that don't have an onion problem, you could use onions too, but.
He laughs at me because I love shallots, but I don't like onions. I don't know what it is about it, but I don't like onions, but I love shallots.
She likes peanuts, but not peanut butter.
Exactly. I don't like peanut butter. I don't mind cooking with peanut powder. I don't mind cooking with peanut butter for like muffins and things, but I just don't like a smear of peanut butter on bread with jelly like people do. I just don't. All right, that's it. So we've got our Benedictine going in the fridge as well. And I'll be changing the paper towels for this. And then 12 hours later, we will have cream cheese Benedictine.
We got 3 recipes out of this show.
I know. All right, guys. Hope you're having a happy Friday night. We might be making pizzas now. We usually do pizza night. Bye, foodies.